welcome back to some more poetry. Today we have a slightly new setup. I'm not quite sure if it's working, but I'm going to give it a go. Today I'm going to be reading the first poem that I wrote in the series inspired by this book, Brewer's Dictionary of Phrase and Fable. And the first poem was inspired by the word labyrinth. It ended up being quite a long poem. I'm not quite sure why or how. It's a 4-page epic at the minute. So just gonna give it a go and see if standing up changes my reading at all. So this poem is inspired by the word labyrinth, and it's called Structure with Complicated Passages Through Which It Is Hard to Find One's Way. Structure with complicated passages through which it is hard to find one's way. Sound familiar? A labyrinth, although you might say that sounds just like that certain person that we both know. The way they keep their hedges high, the way the winds blow round the corners and the crevices that delve deep in their mind. The way we have to burrow in for what's been left behind, only to be captivated by the darkness that we find. Blinded by what we love, blinded by this mind. Are you Ptesichus or Tethos, 1800 BC Egyptians, building structures in the thousands, and yet they weave underground and trap the crowds of eager seekers, locked in circles, and the weakest howl as walls of rock and stone become the place that they call home, buried under Lake Moeris, this labyrinth of the fairies. Is this the home of the Minotaur, the bed from which a great roar of a lonely soul seeps through the ground, door locked by Daedalus, who found the way to triumph over the dead is to follow a skein of thread round the curves and bend of maze until one finds the light of day? Or the creation of Brothus Rolus, Smelius the other, Theodorus, whose multicursal 7 courses pave the way for the daughters of the town to wander deep to the centre which can keep a jug full of 1,000 songs, and a beast of fire which longs to walk you straight to hell, 150 columns so well adjusted that, if needs be, a child of 1, 2 or 3 may reach a column and with might turn the column so very tight that all are stuck there overnight. Are we in the realms of Clusium, structure raised for the tomb of Lars Porsena, king of the Utes? Etruria clamours at the boots of this godlike creature here, this man who has dispelled the fear of what lies darkly in the gloom, what inhabits a king's tomb. Or are we in the company of Theodorus, BC, as far back as 540, who built a Samian vault and who said, it has been told, that never would the people know just what he'd buried deep below, never would it be revealed just what dark secrets he could yield. Woodstock, Oxfordshire, where no doubt the second King Henry did lay out his plans for maze, lock and key, for Rosamond, fair lady she, blushed as she saw his crown lain out bare on the ground, followed him round the paths of black, round and round until a stack of bricks halted her racing pace. Until she saw dear Henry's face, she climbed the stairs of her new home, forever safe, forever alone, locked in the safety of a lone tomb of grass, rock and sand, this stifling tomb of Ingerland. Here it is, she must reside, day and night, virgin, bride. Henry's love pours from afar, bridges the alleys deep and far to reach fair lady of the night, Rosamond. What a sight. Or a cathedral in northern France, swing open the doors and you'll have the chance to gaze in depth at marked floors, petals 6 bulging, pour out into a spiral of black, tubes of organs winding. In fact, I think I know what you may be. Are you the resting place of she, the buried lady of my heart, whose destiny it was to start the path towards our betterment, towards the days of good intent? Tell me, do you hear me there? Do I echo in this lair? Or are you rotund mounds of free grass and stone, and do you see the waves as they crash and roar against the land, the birds that soar high above you? This is indeed a lonesome home, inward facing, all alone. You wind and twist into your bones until they crackle, sputter, moan. But here I see tall waving arms, thick round buds of flora carved blushing green and yellow tips, deep entrenchments in your hips, your thickened thighs and rotund lips run hot circles, though your tricks keep me guessing evermore, have me heaving on the floor through vacant halls, a silent cry through russet womb where secrets lie. Do you hide in the depths of a place which lies intrinsically to your face? The castle of Leeds lives south of its name, a quiet abode of generous terrain, where sharp angles meet these circles of sin, where pattern is troubling, wanders thin and melts away to corners of dust, corners that defy all trust. See the world from upside out, clamber away from your doubt, the tricky passing of the seasons rush by, and without a reason you can undo what has been done, unplant the seed the soul has won. After all this trouble, all this strife of searching through this wandering life, from millennia of the golden tomb to deep black pockets of the womb, it seems I can't identify the route, my dear, the reason why I cannot find the path less walked. The passages blur, and who'd have thought that one day I would end my plight, pack my bags, wave, take flight, and settle in a better place, where there is no need to trace my way with sword and poured absinthe into your locked labyrinth.